good sleep, 'cause tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean.
So that's
Do I
that
do that?
wipes
Do I do that
quote.
myself, or?
I just did it for you,
Oh,
but
great, fantastic.
yeah,
That makes it
normally
easy.
you can do it for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. But yeah,
Can I search the room?
you can search the room. You now that you're like aware and can and have some consciousness of the rest of the room around you. It's a small stone room with this single chair in the middle. That's really the only thing of note when you immediately come in. But now that you're looking around, you see all the walls are carved with. First you're looking at it. It looks like different tales of warriors of some kind, and each one of these warriors wears this distinguished eagle helm, and it looks like they're all fighting. And you see at several different points, you see one warrior like engaged in a battle and fighting a dragon, and then later that warrior is laying in bed, looks like it's dying, and you see them kind of passing along their helm to another warrior, and then you see that warrior's tail is picked up, and you see that warrior goes along for a little bit, and then it reaches a point where that warrior is fighting on a bridge, and you see that warrior engaged in a tough battle, and you see another opponent approach. It's interesting because you see them salute each other, and you see a fight begin. And this Eagle Knight first loses an arm, but he continues fighting, and then a leg. And he keeps fighting. He fights through it, and then another arm. And the Eagle Knight is down to just one leg. And then, remarkably, he loses that leg as well. And you're seeing it looks like the Eagle Knight fight through, and his opponent, his challenger, flee in fear. And you see that Eagle Knight continue to go on as well until he is once again dies at an old age. And then you see another knight, and this knight is challenged and defeated. And when he loses, he actually gives his helm to the next warrior. And throughout the entire scene, you see like this is repeated on the entire wall until at the very end, you reach about right here, Garciv, as you followed across this wall, and it's rather unusual because you see the previous knight is just sitting in a chair, and then you see etched in the wall the battle continues, and you you like wipe the wall and you check your eyes and you look away and look back, and you could swear that that is you fighting on the wall right there.
Is the helm in the room? Or is that
Yeah,
like?
you're a little puzzled, and you look around, and sitting on the chair where it wasn't there before is a helm that looks exactly like the ones on all the walls. It is a helm carved with the visage of an eagle.
Is it rusted? Was it on his head? Is it in
It
the dust, or?
Now that you're thinking about it, it looks exactly like the helm he was wearing, except the helm he was wearing was covered in rust, and as with that final blow that you took his head off, that helm almost disintegrated from the blow, and there's pieces of metal everywhere. This helm sitting on this chair is in perfect condition.
I want to look back at the picture, and you said it looks like me fighting.
Yeah, it looks like you fighting that warrior, and the warrior in the image does not look skeletal at all.
Hmm. Can I put the helm on?
Sure,
Does it fit?
perfectly.
Okay. I want to take it off again and look at it.
Ooh,
Is it
yeah,
changing, or?
that doesn't happen.
Oh, I can't take it
You
off.
you go to you've put it on, and you go to it doesn't seem to want to come off.
Can I leave the room?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you walk out this room, and you're standing in here, and it's the helm. It's a great helm and protects your head perfectly, and seems comfortable, and you can see around. Uh, yeah,
So I'm
nothing's changed.
so I'm not trapped in the room.
No, no.
Okay. Is
But you,
that
as you step out, you feel like a like a feeling of valor and like strength coursing through your veins. That even though you're hurt, I mean, you're probably on death's door, and you might even be stumbling around from the amount of damage you've taken. But gosh, you could fight a dragon with how you're feeling right now.
awesome? Can I go back in the room, and is that sword that he was using, is that around?
You go back in and you look around, and it does not look like it's still around. Oh, I mean, it is still around, as in that rusty blade is still lying on the ground.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I should say is when you're looking at all the images of all the different warriors on the wall, they've all been using different weapons. The only
Uh-huh.
thing distinguishing between each one of them is that they've been wearing this helm.
Okay. All right. Well, I think Garciv will toast, lift up his wineskin to the room and uh, the warriors, and take a swig, and then go back out to the fountain and sit down and rest with all the doors closed.
All right, with all the doors closed, you sit down and like, when you're resting, are you saying you're just sitting and waiting, or are you going to like sleep? Like, how much of a rest are you going to do?
Um, well, let's see. Do the doors? Can I lock the doors from the inside, like from
The
where?
o- the only one you can lock is this one out here, the one that leads into the giant room that had rats.
Okay, I want to lock that door,
Okay, you lock that door.
and I think I want to rest, like
All right,
go to sleep or try to take a nap or
all right.
try to rejuvenate.
Sounds good. So mechanically, this helmet, the only thing that you know it does now is it's going to give you improved DR if you get hit in the head. So
Right.
essentially, if you get a critical, the only time it's really going to happen is two cases. One, if a monster's like, I'm going to cold shot you to the head, which most likely I'm never going to do unless it's a specific monster that's like, this monster only attacks people in the head. But the other time it'll happen is if there's a critical hit that hits you in the head, then you're going to get additional DR against that critical hit. So
Okay.
at the moment, that's what it's going to do.
Okay.
If it does anything else, then we'll see. At the moment, you've already seen one thing that it does is it does not come off.
Yeah.
So that's where that's at. So back up on the on the surface, you guys are sitting around this campfire and reading through this note, and I saw there was lots of talk going on in this side chat in our Discord about this note. Does anyone want to read this note? I can. Well,
Sure.
while you're
I'll read
talking
it real
about,
quick.
yeah, while
Uh,
you're doing that, I'm going to try to get a handout set up with it.
okay. The legend of the four seals, sealed away, sealed deep below. Dot dot dot. Sealed from the world and locked away. Dot dot dot. Ancient power and untold horror. Dot dot dot. Forgotten wealth and mystic tomes. The doors stay sealed from below Frandor's keep. Four seals hold the world at bay. The fearsome wolf and the pestilent rat. The blood-sucking bat and the bone-chilling mist forever keep sealed the ancient doors. Uh, and I think the question on my mind right now is, what location is Faldor's Keep? Is it this one actually, or a different one?
Um, you don't know. You off the top of your head, you're unaware.
Hey, Thelor, where's
But
Founder's Keep?
no, no. You could also ask Phineas. So,
Yeah.
heavens! Well, let me. Fraldor's. Do you know his last name? Who's he related to? Which Fraldor? Are you talking about Fraldor the one that married Aunt Lorenda, or are we talking about Frandor? And he goes on. But Phineas goes, Frandor's keep. That is a keep far to the north in Pabar. Uh, it is a keep in Pabar itself. It is a castle to the far north. This,
Huh.
yes.
Okay.
This is the legend of the Four Seals. This is something that hinted at this location. I believe from my studying from that which I've researched in Pabar. I think this is the fearsome wolf. I think that is where we are here. I think this is the keep.
Why are
I
you
see.
trying to open up a door to unspeakable horror?
Well, this legend, it seems like this is well, it seemed like there was great treasure mentioned in this wolf one. I certainly don't know where this pestilent rat or the blood-sucking bat or the bone-chilling mist even are. I figured, well, uh, if one of them is opened, well, that won't have any effect, right?
Do you know what the nature of these seals take? Is it in fact the door down there, the one that you passed by on the way up? And
I
down, I suppose.
I don't I really can't be certain. I think it's just. I mean, I really have no idea. I was hoping that I could get past that. Do you remember that great golden door?
Yes.
Yes, I was hoping to get past that. But we only found the gold and the silver key. We couldn't find the bronze one. And I don't know. We were still searching through the dungeon when we were attacked and ambushed by rats.
Valar, how did you come across the bronze key that we have?
Well, I. Would you know? You don't want to find out who Frandor is? I was still thinking of that, but yes, the key. The
No,
key.
but you've had
Well,
this key the whole time.
well, you see, back when I knew my friend Phineas here, I did not possess the key. I was merely hoping that all the keys would be here in this dungeon, but that was not the case. When Phineas disappeared, I could not find others to delve there, and I did not want to reveal the secret of this ruins location. So instead, I did research, and in my research, I found another who had information about this dungeon, and it was he who held the bronze key. I do not know how, but he had escaped the dungeon with it. Maybe similar
I see.
to how you have. How did you escape? Tell me everything. I'm intrigued in knowing. And Phineas, what has happened? What has befell you since I've last seen you? Phineas starts telling his tale, and I mean, you guys can say about the portcullis you've opened, and Thalar has his book open, and he's a journal open, and he's taking notes. I see. Interesting.
Well, it appears that is this actually all three keys, or is this just two? No, we still need to get the gold one, don't we?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
have the silver wolf key, and you have the brass wolf key, but you do not have the gold wolf key. You know you're missing the gold wolf key, and
Okay.
unknown to you guys, Garsif now has the steel eagle key.
Okay. Well, this is definitely a lot to take in. So we do have. Well, we have gone further than any have before. At the same time, I can't help but notice that one of ours is seemingly still unconscious. That doesn't bode too well. I also have another rat-based leg injury.
Yeah.
Again. Lon says
Again.
with intense anger. Again.
What I just realized is none of these people in the party were there during that first rat encounter. So none of them know that you love this maiming you've taken from a rat before.
Perhaps this is why I'm so ugly. People are just like, oh my gosh, your leg.
Or maybe just every few months you just get attacked by rats somehow. How do these rats keep finding me?
For over 200 years, rats have been my curse. Um, but also, Garciv isn't here. I'd hoped that after we had camped here for a brief minute and regained our senses, we could retreat to Anavim and pursue a longer period of rest. But I worry what may befall Garciv down there.
Garciv is you did first aid for a while, and you guys have been chatting for a decent amount of time, and Garciv hasn't arrived.
He chose his life.
He
He
did.
did what he
He
wanted
did.
to do.
However, I must still be concerned for his safety and at least understand maybe if he's fallen or if he's just unwilling to leave his hole.
He's not an
We
old
sh-
man. If he falls, he can get up.
True. But if we're going to leave the area, we should at least tell him what we are doing, regardless of the choices that he makes.
He said he wanted to live down there.
Wait, did he?
Yeah. He said he didn't want to leave the, well.
Interesting, considering you did not interact with him at all.
I was right there. What are you talking about?
I was right there with you.
Yeah, I know.
Until
I
just
was right
crosses
there.
his arms.
I was literally right there. I don't know what you mean by I did not interact with him.
Would you mind accompanying me down there?
To what end? The man chose his life.
I
Are you
merely
to
wish
deny
talk
a
to
man his
Garciv
ability to
once,
choose
and
his
if he-
own life?
This is true. I merely want to make sure I know what will become of him.
We've
Would you
been
mind
gone.
escorting me down with
10
Suresh, or is it just going to be
minutes.
Suresh and I?
We've been gone 10 minutes. What's
No,
become
it's
of
been
him?
An hour. It's been an hour.
It's been an hour. Come back in a month to see what's become of him, not an hour later. You're a doting parent.
Suresh and I will head back. We'll head down alone then.
Have fun.
So that's my plan.
So,
Balana
are you
Suresh
going
will...
to? Are you going to go now, or are you going to wait, until you've rested? Or
well,
what-
we've been here
what's
for
the
an
plan?
hour. Balan's not going to rest much. He's going to head back down right now.
Okay, so you descend down, down through the portcullis. Nothing has changed. You go through these several rooms. You go through this rat room, and there is, you see several. There's swarms of rats that flee from your light again, but there are no encounters with any more massive rats. Maybe the rats even give you a little bit more space. They sense you're a slayer of rats.
Yeah.
And you reach this door, and unfortunately, this door is locked.
Huh. Balan just tries jiggling a little bit. I don't remember locking it on our way out. Does this door just auto-lock? And Balan is just like literally thinking aloud here.
So, Garth, if you're sitting in there, maybe you're just starting to doze off, laying against one of the walls, and you've just found that comfortable position where you can fall asleep, and you hear the door rattle.
I do have this
Garth, what would
key.
you like to do?
I want to get up and
Alright.
walk over there and whisper, "Who's there?"
Garciv? You're alive. Oh, thank goodness.
Who is that?
It's me, Thawne.
What do you want?
Well, I'm making sure that you're alright. We left you down here because you didn't want to go. I'm making sure that you're alive.
Garsif's tired.
Well, Garciv, if you'd like, you could come up to camp with us. I think our intentions are we're going to return to Anavim soon.
That sounds good. And Garciv unlocks the door.
Very
You
well.
see, as this door opens, it looks just like Garciv, but he now wears this helm on his head that, I mean, before he kind of had a look of a strong but a little bit of a simple-minded man, and now that you're looking at him, he still has that look, but there's just something about him that appears like It almost looks like he's standing just a little bit taller, more with his almost his chest puffed up. He just looks more heroic, you feel.
Well, you seem in good spirits, and you've found a very interesting helmet. I'm amazed it's not rusted.
I can't
But you
take it
also
off.
see he's incredibly wounded.
You can't take it off. That's a little bit unfortunate. Well, perhaps you could find a remedy for that later. I don't think that's here or there right now. But if you wish, we can go ahead and go to the surface together.
Sounds good.
All right. So Thon will head up with Garciv and go. I believe I overheard you were angry at me earlier. If there's anything done to offend, I apologize.
Garciv accepts. Maybe next time you listen to me, I found this hat.
Oh. Well, I was concerned for the old man's safety. There is no reason for him to stay in this prison of his. But I understand your choices as well. Oh, and we're on the surface again.
Oh yeah, sorry. Are you guys?
Yeah, no, this is
I
fine.
was just getting ready for you guys to transition over there.
Yeah, good conversation, Ender.
Yep.
All right. So we're all together again. We're here in camp. We've been here for a little bit. We could probably rest for a while until everyone is conscious and can move. We have the other character here. Well, Theta's other character. You said they could do a healing spell of some kind. Are they going to do that for anyone?
If you remember, it's still the same day, and I believe
Oh,
he
right.
cast those spells.
No,
and 'cause at the
actually,
middle of the
Joe
night-
hasn't cast anything today.
Oh, he is
But
not.
he couldn't, remember, because he couldn't pick the same spells in the same day. So, what did he have? I have it listed, because we got that little check mark from memory thing. Ba-ba-ba-ba. He has Wall Walk. Super helpful. Moderate emotion, remove fear. Might not have gotten you tossed into the water, which you didn't get anyway. And cure trifling wound.
Okay. So ultimately, yeah, you can't right now. But
Oh no, he does have one heal.
Literally, I just told you the I can one.
okay. So trifling wound.
I got perform miracle, so you can't do it, is what I'm hearing.
I have
I
cure
assumed
disease.
there was something
I'm dying of
preventing you
poison.
previously, but if you can do trifling wound, do you want to try doing trifling wound?
Since you're not a believer, that's just basically a D3 penetrating.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It would be on Cody's character.
Who's not a believer?
Who's not a believer.
Mainly because I didn't perform the anointing ritual on you, and apparently never in your past have you either.
Yeah,
2 hit points.
I don't think he. I know some things about his character, but I don't think he would want to become anointed.
No,
by
because
this
he's
thing.
always an evil bastard.
Yeah, he is already anointed by some other god. All right, I'll put that to his biggest wound.
The Flay Master. The Master of Flay.
They say the Master Bobby Flay used to be here.
Oh, he is still down, unfortunately.
Well, I suppose we should at least try waiting until morning, so we could at least get one rest in.
Waiting for what?
Well, I don't want to drag his body through the dungeon. I mean, through the jungle.
You're planning to go back down again, aren't you?
No, just misspoke.
So that is something. So this was the same night that you had uncovered these guys. So the boat is still there, and
Oh.
I mean, if you go and find Vesh, he'll just take you back to Anavim.
Oh, there we go then. So we could probably do a 30-minute walk then.
Yeah, so in the morning, you guys wake up, and maybe you wake up a little bit earlier, and you guys trek through the woods to the place that you had pulled off aside, and Vesh and those guys are just there making breakfast, getting ready to go. By the way, for those people watching, Cody is having an issue with looks like his clogged sink is flooding his kitchen with some other stuff. So that's why he's not here right now. But you guys have all reached here. You can all do 1 day of healing from sleeping.
Hooray!
So I'll do that for his character so that
Not hurt.
to make it easier.
Despite the threat of killing other party members constantly, I'm not hurt.
How are you doing there, Garciv? Did any of your wounds heal?
One wound healed.
All right.
Yeah, I had 2 of them recover a point. One of them is gone.
Cool. So in the morning, you're all feeling pretty better. You guys leave, and Phineas actually, please, can I accompany you if you're leaving anywhere? Anywhere's better than this jungle.
Absolutely, come with us to Anavim.
How much gold do you have?
Uh, uh, I do not have anything, unfortunate. I will have to sell my body again.
Cool.
Again, this is the first time in your long career. Well,
Did I say again? I did not mean that.
There's guards
it's
on the
alright,
boat.
we all have our
Hey,
episodes of
I meant my knowledge. I'm selling my the body of knowledge that I know. I'm a rather educated scholar.
Worry
of course,
not.
that's what we all say.
Worry not. There's men on the boat who have not seen another being in a long time. They'll be pleased for the distraction.
But yes, you are welcome to join us.
Solar as you guys are leaving him, by the way, he goes, I guess I'll see you soon then. When shall I find you, eh?
When you figure out who Fandor's cousin is. Good day, sir.
If you're leaving, I would not request. I would request that you leave me with my keys.
I request you give us 100 gold apiece. Let's see which one gets accomplished first.
You are you not abandoning what I am offering to pay you to do, huh?
Yes.
Are you leaving this dungeon?
Yes.
No,
Goodbye. Stop
No.
talking to me.
You there, Thalan.
Yes.
You of close name, I'm sure you understand that why I would wish these keys back. For if without my keys, I cannot achieve anything here.
This is true. I will return your brass key to you. That is my guarantee that I shall return.
But the silver key! Why, will you return? You say you'll return?
Yes, I shall make that promise to you.
Ah, well, you are honorable indeed. I thank you. I will not forget this.
I, of course, hold no one else to such a promise, but we shall see each other again.
And
Garciv smacks his chest and says, I'll be back too.
thank you, and you too. I like your helm. It's rather good on you, I think.
Thank you.
Well,
It's always good to have a well-equipped knight with us.
And he takes that the brass key back, and he goes, "Well, if I don't see you again, I'm sure I'll find your key somehow."
I'm sure. It is unlikely to leave between Anavim and Imosvum.
Well, good luck.
And you as well. Stay safe out here, at the very least.
with all my friends, how could I not?
Very true. Thalan will take his leave at that.
All right, so you guys do make it back to the boat, and Vesh is willing to transport you back to Anavim.
Mm-hmm. Vesh is probably about to ask what happened.
Yeah, he's I certainly can take you back to Anavim. What all happened out there?
Rats! More damned rats!
Okay.
It's rats everywhere in this jungle. It's rats here, it's rats in the north, it's rats from here to there. I can't escape the damn rats.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
I am seething so much I must write of my feelings of rage. I will make a poem the likes that will express my truest hatred of these rats.
Okay. And what was this? You spoke earlier about some sort of treasure, or why? I'm still confused about why you all went off into the jungle. There was some wolf thing.
There was something there. On investigation, I don't think it's as of much concern as it truly needs to be.
Hi, by the way.
Oh, and we
Who
have
are you?
we have a new friend with us.
Who are these people?
Well, it turns out Ari doesn't just have one bit of family with him; he has another.
I didn't
In the
realize when
region.
we hired. Yeah, I didn't realize when we hired Ari we would get his entire family.
An amazing package deal, if ever there was one.
Who is this here? I thought, was Ari not human? Do I forget that? Do I forget so much about him now that he's been missing
Ari
for
was human.
but a week?
So is Joe. I am not.
Is she not an elf? Is someone?
I'm
Does
sure
someone
she
get
can
something I
explain
don't get?
herself better than I can.
I care not to. I find
And
it's
that is
none of
already
your
better than I
business.
can.
And Joe, this is your sister?
Yeah, sort of. Sorry, hold on.
I heard the sigh of like, oh god, do I have to do this voice?
I went with her up to the mountain.
She is a difficult bitch who you do not need to deal with. Let her be gone from your sight, lest she bring terrible misfortune upon you.
That said, she has proven herself as a valuable compatriot for the time being.
Meanwhile, Joe is like crippled with his back and his hand. I see. Okay, well, I guess we can transport you all back to Anavim. Is that what you wish?
That is the plan for now.
Yeah, we can do that.
And we
with
can also discuss what we may or may not wish to plan for our future here.
with how wounded you are, I can completely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys all load up in the boat. It's a little bit more crowded, but maybe that just means you have more people to row. And if you remember, you weren't far from Anavim as it was, because you had just rounded the corner towards Anavim. You're somewhere
it was a day
in
travel,
this
I
area.
recall,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So in a little bit less than a day of travel, you have reached Anavim, and you pull up. At this point, mechanically Macheni is swapping out for Joe, correct? So Joe is, either shacking up in a. Do you want Joe to stay here in Anavim, or do you want him to return to his Mosivim? I mean, it would make sense if he just like shacked up in one of these tents or in one of these huts that is in Anavim, and he could just start like rest here in Anavim if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Right.
I mean,
I will
imagine
offer you another bit of honey brew if you wish.
I imagine he has to be forced or left behind, Home Alone style.
Yeah, I'm picturing that's what he's kind of doing, where he's so wounded that the party, or he's like, I mean, he is pretty wounded, both wounded and with these other injuries, correct?
Oh yeah, he's permanently injured, remember?
Yeah. So
Worst of all, he's permanently injured not to an enemy, but because of how badly he fought. He threw a punch, missed, and then injured himself somehow.
I could only imagine he's probably like just kicking himself in just frustration.
I mean,
he's like, I must train even more.
I mean, beyond the hyperbole of anything that he would say, right? He literally did climb the tops of the mountains, survived the harshest environment, crossed the entirety of the world, threw a punch, ruined his hand, broke his back, and did nothing, hurt nobody.
Oh, it's really unfortunate.
So while we were on the boat, I wanted to approach Phineas and Garciv ask Phineas about the locket, and I want Garciv to show the locket to Phineas with the picture inside and say, have you seen this before? Have you seen this woman before?
He takes it and he starts he looks it over. He studies kind of the construction, and he weighs it in his hands for maybe 10, 15 minutes looking over it. I it well, I have a few ideas about what this could be. You see, it's difficult to say, but I think this locket could somewhere be maybe 100 years old. With the construction. It seems to be rather old, but I can't really tell. If it there's none of these carvings seem to speak to anything specific besides just a beauty. And I don't recognize the picture inside. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I don't know. It could be anything, really.
Okay. Thank you. I'll put it back in my pouch and
Okay. So you chit chat with him a little bit, and you guys have reached Anavim where you can kind of spread out and discuss what you'd like to do and get some rest. How long would you like to spend in Anavim? How would you like to rest? What would you guys like to do?
How many days of healing is Garciv gonna need to get back to full?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, I'm just reminded of Cody's original character who fell to near death and was gonna need like a year of rest. So I'm just
That
wondering
is
how
correct.
bad off Garciv actually is right now.
Well, how many days did it take us to get back to Anavim?
One.
It's in one day. So
Okay.
I'll take that day of healing, which will get rid of one more wound and recover one more point on the other one.
So you can, everyone, you can do 1 day of healing to represent, that this day reaching Anavim and the first day of resting in Anavim after reaching it and kicking back and relaxing a little bit.
Hell, for that matter, how much longer does Cody's character need? How long does Big Willie need to fully heal up?
Yeah, I'm checking that as well. And Big Willie, he's got several wounds that are rather large. He hasn't healed anything yet. He's still at -1.
Assuming that I'm getting first aid care, it would be 16 days for me to recover all of my hit points.
How do you figure that out?
So each time you have the wound, it takes the same number of days as the wound damage, right? So if I
Right.
have a wound that is 6, then it takes 6 days before it loses 1. So
That's right.
so it's
So would it
6,
be
5,
6 times
4, 3,
6?
2, 1.
Mhm.
But if you have the additional help of first aid to help you during your recovery, each of those is reduced by 1 day. So instead of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it'd be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1.
Mhm.
And you have a fast healer as well, Garciv. So
That's right.
you take 2 days off of it to a minimum of 1.
I mean, what's
And
the
when you have a 1-point wound, your 1-point wounds heal in half a day.
what's the number of wounds you have you're looking at?
2, 4, 6, 7.
You have a
So I got
2, and you have a 4, you have a 6, and a 7, is what you're saying?
I have 7
No,
wounds. I have 7
yeah.
wounds, and I have a 2, a 13, a 2, a 2, a 4, a 1, and then I have a 15-day from that injury. So it's
Mhm.
not like a wound, but it's just a.
Alright,
So you have a lot of individual small ones that should rapidly clear because they all progress at the same time. Whereas I have one huge wound that will never go away.
It's just that, like he said, if you have a 7 wound, it goes counting down from 7, and then you have to roll back over to the next lowest number, which means
Right.
even a 7-point wound will take multiple weeks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Luckily, he's got fast healer, so it'll take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but it's still a lot of time. So how much
Well,
time do you need to take? Like, so he obviously doesn't need very much time because he's got fast healer, first aid, and a lot of small wounds. So how long are we thinking?
So I've already declared that I would need 16 days to be completely filled. Garciv, less. I assume you'll give me a number when you can figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
2 weeks.
If you did 16 days, he would only have whatever's left of. He'd probably have a 12-point wound left, and that would be it.
Yeah. We have Cody here who is out. What does his wounds look like?
He's got a 6-point wound with 3 days to heal, an 8-point wound with 5 days to heal, a 5-point wound with 2 days to heal, and a 9-point wound with 6 days to heal. So he's got all pretty sizable wounds to heal.
So he's going to be out for months.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think he's on a similar time scale to me, in which that if we took like 14 to 16 days, which is a little over 2 weeks, he might be in good enough condition to continue.
I'm just going to throw
Go
this
from
out
there.
there that maybe you guys just need to be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah.
Maybe we
and
don't need to
Joe
have a
is-
backlog of severely damaged characters all the time.
Yeah. Joe is also going to need recovery time, right?
Joe is no longer a character.
Okay, Joe is retired then. It is
I
officially Machete.
Also hate him as my brother. Literally, on a family, the whole role thing, I
Mhm.
wish he was dead. I do not give a shit about him. He's no longer a character, and he can die in this shithole for all I care.
Okay, fair enough, but you're uninjured, so we don't have to worry about you.
Right.
Wow.
So
Would you guys
the-
like to take 2 weeks? Because if we do want to, we can just be like hand wave 2 weeks going
We literally
by.
have
Yeah.
no timetable other than the fact that you guys were hired by a company to do a job, and they might not want to wait around for 2 weeks.
Right, the company technically doesn't have us on a time scale. They just want us to do it as quickly as possible. if I
Except
recall,
that they've
right?
loaned us a boat, and they have employees on the boat who are then also have to get paid for the time that they're out here, be fed and looked after. So yeah,
Right.
they have an interest.
So I can go ahead and talk to Vesh and see what are his thoughts and what he's willing to work with. So I will go to him and say it looks like we might need to take about 2 weeks. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, well, the company is excited and glad that you're so committed to this whole cause. I mean, it's unfortunate, but we would like to keep this within your group. So if you need 2 weeks to heal, and you clearly all look rather hurt, then you need 2 weeks to heal, and that's the company is glad to help. It's,
Right. If we can continue to have our lifestyles funded while we rest, then everything should be perfectly fine.
we can somewhat help. Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks is a little bit stretching some of our resources. We'd prefer not to, but
Right. In which case, I would say, perhaps in the discretion of resources, that we no longer consider the copper mines, and we perhaps go on to the other objectives and see what we can accomplish for the company, given the amount of time we've spent.
yeah, that maybe what we can do is we can keep funding for you. Just know that some of if these costs do grow exponentially large, we won't be able to pay you as much as we'd hoped. That's just
Right.
a
That's
concern.
I understand there's some give and take. We must, in some way, give some results back to the company before the contract expires, I assume.
Thank you. Thanks for understanding, and yeah, we can.
And we do have
take
some
that
time here in the village, so I can endeavor to work with you, and we can continue to try to speak with the elder here, and maybe he'll lighten up over time. We have
Maybe
plenty of time to try to
maybe he'll
pry him.
budge. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's take 2 weeks of healing. Yeah, let's fast forward two weeks of time, and let's see how people are feeling after 2 weeks of time.
All right. So with 14 days of rest, assuming first aid care, because we have our first aider now, I would heal through the 5, 4, 3, and 2 wound. So I will be
Yep.
at 1 wound left with 1 day left to heal. So I'm easy, I'm simple, everything's fine. Eli, I guess you should probably
Okay, yeah,
handle Cody.
Yeah, I'm doing Cody. So 1, 2, 3.
And Dennis, you're working on yours.
Yes.
Okay.
This actually might be something that we can all handle in off time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Something that we could easily do. I could at least easily do his while we're off air because we have about 10 minutes left. So now would be a good time to what do you guys plan on doing after this? After these 2 weeks, and I can also while you're talking about that, I'm going to be counting up your experience that you earned.
Okay. So then, in brief, I think the proposition I have is the Wolf Temple might unleash an unspeakable evil sometime in the future if 3 other dungeons are also completed, so maybe we shouldn't do that immediately or soon or ever. The Nonish copper mines have proven to be deadly, and given our encounters here at the Wolf Temple, I don't think this group is going to succeed given our current level of performance. 3, we should probably just go south and do something that is ostensibly easier.
Oh, not giving up on the Nose Copper Mines, by the way. I'm here to save my brother, if you've forgotten.
Okay, if you wish to return, then I would suggest we come back with more experience and people, as we have demonstrated it will not succeed.
I mean, I think going back to the wolf thing sounds like a way for us to get experience.
The helmet's clearly corrupting his mind.
Yeah.
I think we just put him down and burn the helmet.
So it sounds like we will need to talk about more of this across the week.
2 weeks.
So there's also another thing that's going on that now that you bring up the helmet, this might be your first encounter with a potentially magic / cursed item.
Yeah.
So what happens is there's 2 ways you can work on magic items. If you want to do it where there's a risk that things could go badly, then it's I believe a difficult check. And every day that you spend studying it, it's a difficult check. If you don't want things to go badly, like if you don't want it to explode, like you just, it's a wand of fireball. I learned that because I dropped a fireball on myself. If you don't want that to happen, then I believe it is a very difficult check. And every day that you succeed, you will get to learn one property of the item. So like you might learn, like if this was a wand of fireball and you succeeded, you might learn, this wand is a wand of fireball, and if you say fireball, it shoots a fireball. And then the next day you might discover, it has 20 charges. Things like that.
So this sounds good. I definitely don't want terrible things to happen to Garcev, so I'll take the very difficult one. We have 14 days for me to study it. Our first roll is 92. I don't think that succeeds at all.
Okay.
What is the number I need to be shooting here given my skill?
With a very difficult check, you are looking to roll under a 49 because it's 10 less than your skill.
Okay, so this is highly probable. Let's go ahead and give it a roll. So I'm going to roll 13 more times, and I'll do it slowly in case we get a success.
All right.
So
I don't do it, right? There you go.
No, you don't do it because you don't have arcane lore.
Okay.
Hey, I think we already got a success.
1, 2. Sorry, I'm just doing. You just keep doing it. Just tell me the number of successes, and I will. While I'm doing the experience.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think that should be 14 rolls there. One,
Yep,
two,
and then you
three,
got
four.
8. 8 under
8
49.
successes?
Yep.
Hey,
Holy
excellent.
smokes.
Thank you for counting that for me.
Yep.
I know something, and my best skill has come into play.
All right. I'm just double checking any story awards you found. You found the. Oh, that's what it is. I was trying to figure out how much experience points it was for rescuing the guy you rescued. And all right, so you guys each receive 31 experience points, and I will add that to Willie for him. 31. And in honor, there was one honor gain in this session, and for Garciv defeating this this eagle skeleton, this eagle knight in one-on-one combat, he actually receives an honor bonus of 2 honor just
Woohoo!
for doing that, and
But no fame.
Yeah.
No one
but no
cares.
fame. But by donning this eagle helm, you do receive 1 point of fame as well. Just there's.
But it looks
there's-
really stupid. Just
Yeah.
remember that.
You look really stupid.
Yes.
And what I'll do is I'll shoot you all the information for since we're pretty low on time. I'll shoot you all the information for the eagle helm, what it does, because with 8 successes, you have uncovered, you know what this helm will do for you, and then we'll review it at the beginning of next session as well for those
Awesome.
streamers as well. Have fun
Sounds
in your
great.
guys' next session.
We
Thank
will.
you all for playing and almost dying.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for not dying. See you guys.
See you next time.